All right, welcome back. Sprinkling some desk interviews along with on location, trying to give you a full picture of post-Ida here in Terrebonne, Lafourche, and the surrounding areas. Joining us now, the Terrebonne Parish Assessor, Mr. Loney Grabert. Loney, good to see you. How are you, sir?
Doing good, Martin. Thanks for having me here today.
Anytime. And I know it's busy, and I know a lot of people have questions because people are moving properties, they're assessing properties. I know you came out with a plan. It's short and sweet, but let's start by going over that if you can. I'll let you do the press release live if you could.
Okay. First, I'd like to start off by saying that my hearts and prayers go out to everyone that has been affected by Hurricane Ida. I've never seen this much disaster in my life living here, and I've lived here all my life. Mm-hmm. So we got some work ahead of us, but we'll get through it. So what we have, according to revised statute 47, 1978-1, the law says that after a natural disaster, the assessor's office has to go back in and revalue all properties affected by the storm or whatever the disaster may be. Mm-hmm. So we're in the process of doing that right now. I have field guys in the field working, and we're trying to gather information and stuff. So, but what we would need that would help us along the way is you can go to my website, tpassessor.org, and you can upload and send to us. It's called a disaster relief program. If you go to the site, it's I think the second tab. You click on it. It's pretty self-explanatory name and stuff. Mm-hmm. Some stuff is auto-filled from our records within the office. But two of the things we definitely need is pictures of whatever structures you're asking for the relief on. And one of the three other things we need is an itemized insurance claim, or if you don't have insurance, a FEMA claim, or any receipts or invoices from contractors that you may have gotten. And what this will do is this will help us determine the amount of reduction that you may get on that property that you're asking for.
And they can do all this by phone?
And you can you can do it by phone or internet through a computer.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Loney, because obviously when you're assessing and you're in a parish that's bustling or doing well, buildings are intact, is one thing. How do you even begin? You mentioned the fact that you've been around and you've seen the buildings. I've seen them. How do you begin to reassess property based on what you see now?
So this is the first time that we've had to do this to this much destruction. We've had to go back in 2008 and do this, but it was never to this magnitude. So I've been in touch with other parishes that that dealt with this the last 2 or 3 years. So I'm kind of asking them what they did, and then I'm looking at my parish to see if it fits. But we're also, we flew the parish right after the storm. I'm waiting on the new aerials to come in. We'll use that to, it's 3D imagery, so we'll be able to use that to see the comparables. And it'll probably be a blanket approach across the parish, percentage-wise, once we determine what that percentage may be. But that's why we need this extra information, because not everybody's going to fit into the same category. Right. So even once notices go out, I just want to let the people know that may not be their final notice, that they need to contact my office and we can get more information, and we may have to do some adjustments from there as well.
What if you have, and I know I'm probably in a similar situation where you have so much damage on one phase of your life and you have to reevaluate, and maybe it's temporary, but you still have to look at moving to another section of Terrebonne Parish. But according to law, you can only have one homestead exemption. That's
correct. So you have a choice of keeping the homestead on the structure that was damaged if you want, because the law provides for that up to 5 years, as long as you're trying to make an effort to remodel. Mm-hmm. But if not, and you have to buy a new residence in the meantime, you can get it on that residence, but you can't have it on both.
Mm. But when you're assessing, they'll still get the full benefit of that assessment based on the new assessment that
on the new assessment. That is correct.
Yeah, so that would be fair. So once, so everybody's on the same playing field, so to speak.
Yes, and a lot of it's going to be based on how much damage you had.
How many questions have you been fielding? I'm sure you'll have a large volume of people calling in at this point, right?
Yes, today really, since I did the press release on Friday, we've been getting a lot of phone calls because we hadn't been open to the public as well at the government tower. But starting today, we are open to the public. So if you don't have a way to get it online, you can bring us that information to the government tower building.
Okay. So in your years as assessor, we always talk about how people grow in office and they get a curveball thrown at them. This is a pretty big curve for Terrebonne Parish, so you got to think out the box, don't you?
Yes, yes. Like I said, we went through this. I was in the office, but not as assessor in '05, I think it was, and then in '08, to this somewhat magnitude, but not quite as bad.
Right.
And trying to revalue properties that have been damaged in a short period of time. Yeah, it's quite the task, but we'll get there, and we'll get the people the help they need, and we'll move forward with that.
All right. Loney, we appreciate it. You're always transparent. We appreciate that too. And come up with a good plan because the people need you for sure.
I would definitely try. And this does one more thing, Morton. This doesn't have to be fixed this month or next month. I just want the people to know we have a time, like we have a period of time that we will be able to handle this, so it doesn't have to be taken care of tomorrow.
All right, low grace period.
Yes.
All right, there you have it. Loney Grabert, the assessor here in Terrebonne Parish, and we'll have more with him as we get questions and we need more answers. He's just a phone call away. We'll get him back on. We'll be right back with a lot more. Don't go away.